Hey y'all, this is Amanda and welcome back to my Texas Zone 8A garden, and today we're going to do an unboxing of plants from Proven Winners. Okay, so Proven Winners are actually becoming more readily available in my area, specifically at one of my favorite nurseries, Callaway's. They're working with Proven Winners, so there's a lot more plants available, which is exciting. There's still some that I can't get that I really like, and so I like to place an order online through provenwinners.com. And so today is a pretty large order of a mix of all perennials. Is that what I have in here? I think that's what I have in here, all perennials in here. So I'm excited to open this up, show you guys. The reason I've ordered it now is because we're just at the right time of year to go ahead and get perennials in. They have a good 6 to 8 weeks prior to the first freeze to go ahead and get settled in, grow some roots, and get established prior to us having, a frost or freeze. So that's very exciting. So this is one big box. I believe it has 16 plants in it. I could be wrong. It could be a different total. Truthfully, I can't recall. And it's pretty heavy. I will say it was delivered on its side, not up like the box indicates. So we'll see what it ends up looking like. I'm excited. Anytime I get plants in the mail, I get super psyched. So let's go ahead and get these open. I'll talk to you about each of the plants I've ordered, and then we'll kind of see how they did with this shipping. Oh my God, okay. All right, y'all. Let me scoot back a little bit. Got my trusty box knife. As soon as I get this open, I'll try to fold back the box and show you guys what it looks like. All right, let me lift it up. Oh my gosh, it's heavy. Okay, so you can see inside there are 16 compartments, and they all have brown paper at the top, I assume to help keep them in place. So let's start pulling them out one by one, and then I'll show you the process that I go through when I receive plants in the mail. I don't just stick these in the ground. There is a process once I get them to kind of get them, basically, they've been through a lot in the shipping process, so I allow them some time to kind of acclimate to my weather, acclimate to being out of the box, and get kind of prepped, ready to go in the ground. So first one, okay, so the plant is wrapped in brown paper. And this is kind of brown paper. It doesn't have any stuff on it, like any waxiness to it. So this is the kind of brown paper that I will actually turn around and utilize to mulch in some different areas. And the first one we have is an Amazing Daisies Banana Cream number 2. Yes, I am going to try these again. For those of you who've been around for a while, I did have one of these maybe 2 years ago that I had in one particular area that, come to find out, I had a leak in the soaker hoses there, so they got way over watered and they rotted pretty quickly. So these are actually a perennial. I wanted to give them a try again. It's supposed to be good for cut flowers, but I was really intrigued by the kind of this like banana yellowy color. So they are 20 to 24 inches tall, and they are hardy zones of 5 to 9. So that is down to negative 20 degrees. They bloom early summer into late summer, which is key. That's one of the things I've been working more about in my garden. I have a lot of my garden is kind of like front-ended, right? A lot of spring blooms, and then during the sun, it's just kind of like, meh, nothing's going on during the summer. And then I do have another round that comes during the fall. So it is something I have been focusing on to give myself more summer blooms. But very excited to try these out. They are full sun. Let's see, plant number 2. Now, I will put the link to each of these plants down in the description of this video if it's something that you're interested in and you want to jump to it pretty quickly. So I'll list all those. And this is another Amazing Daisies Banana Cream number 2. Looks like everything traveled really well. Looks good. Oh, I can feel how tight the roots are in this. Okay, so obviously I'll be loosening up those roots before I plant it. I could feel it in the pot. I could feel how strong it was. All right, next. Oh, this one right here is not a perennial. Okay. This is another coleus. I'm gonna loosen them up. It's got some loose leaves on them. Loosen them up. This is their Color Blaze coleus, and it is called Strawberry Drop. And this one is sun to shade, 14 to 20 inches tall. This came from a recommendation from another gardener, but really, really pretty. I love the look of it. It has a trailing habit, so it will trail over like a container or a hanging basket or something like that. It's grown for its foliage, not for its flowers. It is about 14 to 20 inches tall. I said that, and it is an annual. It is an annual in zones 10A through 11B. It's hardy to 35 degrees. So this is not, this is an annual in my area, but I am excited because you guys know I'm a big proponent of coleus in the fall, and I still have 55 days of growing time. So this will be really fun to get in the ground. Next. This is another coleus. All right, this one is the Color Blaze Cherry Brandy, 24 to 34 inches tall, sun to shade. This one's a tall one. It's an annual. And so what I'm gonna do with this, one of the things that we're gonna be interested in is, like I was saying, I only have about 50 to 55 more days of growing time left. So it'll be interesting to put these in and measure from like the day I plant them till the day of the first freeze, right? And see how much growth we can put on in such a short time. I can definitely feel that the roots are dying to get out of this thing. And so it'll be interesting to see with some really good fertilizer and then getting in the sun and some expansion in the ground, how quickly these are going to start growing. Next, this looks like a baptisia. And it is. This one is a Decadence Lemon Meringue Baptisia. It is full to part sun, and it is 36 inches tall. It is a perennial. And this one is hardy in zones 4 to 9 or to negative 25 degrees. It blooms late spring to early summer, full to part sun. It says it's impressively vigorous native cultivar, long charcoal gray stems carrying the cool lemon yellow flowers, produces an excellent floral display atop the compact upright mound of blue-green foliage. That sounds absolutely beautiful. It says it prefers average to poor soil as long as it's well draining. All right, that'll be exciting. Like that one. This one looks like a verbena, which is a perennial in my area. So this is a Supervena Stormburst, and it is 6 to 12 inches tall, full to part sun. Let's see what else. Annual except in zones 8A to 11B, right? So it's a perennial just barely into my area. I do think that when I cut these back after the first frost, that I most likely should add a layer of mulch on them, just because we are right on the border, right, of it being a non-perennial in my area. But if you are 8A or higher, this is a perennial in your area. So I'll be really excited to do this. It should be blooming throughout the whole season. You should be able to get flush of blooms, trim it back, flush of blooms, trim it back, flush of blooms. Should be able to do that multiple times throughout the season. So I'm excited to try that one, Stormburst. A lot of these perennials are going to be going on the side garden where you guys know I've been working. I've already got the trees in. I actually have a wide variety of shrubs that I need to get planted. Maybe they'll be planted before this video goes live. I'm not sure. We shall see. This is another of the Color Blaze Cherry Brandy coleus. Let's see what this is. This is another of the Supervena Stormburst. Ooh, this one's blooming. Ooh, look at that. Okay, this is a dianthus. I think this is Paint the Town. Oh, y'all know I love dianthus. Love dianthus. So I'm very excited about this one. This one is definitely going on the front border of the perennial garden on the side of the house. This one is Paint the Town Fancy, and it is a dianthus perennial, about 6 to 8 inches tall. So it's going to be a little bit more like compacted and low grown, which is why I'm going to utilize it at the front, like as a border plant. So it'll kind of give me a nice tidy habit. And this one is hardy in zones 4 to 9 or -30 degrees, blooms early summer, rebloomer in early fall. I have found that to be true for dianthus in this area. I can get multiple bloom cycles out of them. They don't love to bloom like in the hot heat of the summer, but if you time your pruning right, and you can, as soon as it gets a bloom flush, you can come back and prune it back, leave all the beautiful foliage showing, just trim all the blooms back, and then it will give you another flush of blooms. But I will say it doesn't bloom very profusely in like the end of July into August, but I will say the last week of August is when everything starts to step its way back up. So very excited about this one. Y'all know I love myself some dianthus. Ooh, this is more dianthus. There it goes. I can definitely feel these all feel well watered. They don't feel dry or really like light when I pick them up. This is Paint the Town Fancy again. It's like Christmas. This is another coleus. This is another of the strawberry drop color blaze. Oh, this is another verbena, but a different variety. Okay, this one is a Superbena Royale Iced Cherry. And so this is 6 to 12 inches tall as well. This is annual except in zones 8A through 11B. So like I said, I am in zone 8A in Texas, so this is a perennial in my area. And this is one of those ones you can deadhead it, and it should give you another flush. Now, you're not supposed to have to deadhead it, but you can. And this is another of Paint the Town Fancy dianthus. Oh my God, I'm psyched about those. I think those are my favorite ones I'm most excited about at this point in time. This is another Paint the Town Fancy. I don't really remember how much what I ordered. Not very online stuff. I just, you know, I make a plan and I order, and then after I press that order button, it leaves my mind. Like, I'm done after that one. 4 of those. Now, I definitely order with purpose. I do want to make sure I point that out. I don't just order random, right? I don't just pick up, oh, that's pretty, I'll get that. All of these are part of a plan. Okay, and this one right here is the Superbena Royale Iced Cherry as well. So I've got 2 of those. Let's see what this very last one is. I feel like it's potentially another verbena. I was wrong. It is another coleus, and it is the cherry brandy coleus. Okay. So, 16 plants, all go through. This looks great. Everything looks in good shape. Out of this, it's 3 separate projects regarding some perennial stuff that I'll be planting in the side garden, and then some fall foliage. So some of these coleus are going to be worked in front of the Ruby Falls redbud that's on the side of the house as well. And then we're going to work in some of the Superbenas in between them. So that'll be really pretty. The dianthus, the banana cream, amazing daisies, the baptisia, those are going to be worked into the new portion of the perennial garden where I just installed those 2 new trees, the Golden Falls redbud and the Carolina Sapphire Cypress topiary. So that is very exciting. This box I'll be breaking down and utilizing as a mulch to kind of get rid of some weeds in the area. Okay, I'm really excited to get these going. Typically at this time of the year it's busy, but in the past on my YouTube channel I haven't done as many videos at this time of year, And now I'm doing 5 videos a week, and I feel like it's not enough, right? I have so many things I want to show you all, and I feel like if I could, I would do 7 videos a week, but my family would like to see me during that process, I want to be able to spend time with them. And historically, October is one of the busiest months of the year for my family because we have baseball, we have scouts, we have drill team, we have dance, we're preparing for the Nutcracker performance, all the grades, everybody's full-blown school. There's just a lot going on at that time of the year. And so I'm like excited about all these projects. And then on the other hand, I'm like, am I gonna have enough time to get these videos in? I'm gonna do my best. I might have to not have these in separate videos. I might have to start combining several different ideas and projects every day into a single video so that I can get through everything in the month of October and really be able to show you guys what I'm doing in the garden. That's the most important thing about my YouTube channel. I show you guys, I show you the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? Like I want to show you what I'm actually doing, not just planting pretty things all the time, right? I'm going to show you what I'm doing. I'm going to show you the mistakes. I'm going to show you the areas that, I'm working on or changing. And I really love your feedback. I get lots of really good feedback from tons of the subscribers. And I've really gotten to know a lot of your names, which is fun. Just off the top of my head, Marion, Rosemary, Janet, several of you guys have been around for a while, and you always drop me really great comments, which I love it. And I feel like I've never met y'all, but I feel like friends. But you always really give me like really great inspiration and then give me, really good recommendations on what I should be doing. One of the recent recommendations when I was planting the 2 plants is they suggested that when I was taking out the native soil, which is all clay, and then adding in the compost, to take the time to go ahead and mix the native soil and the compost together and then put it back in the hole, because it would be more beneficial to the plants in the end, which I thought was just fabulous advice, great advice. And I love it because a lot of you gardeners, especially in this area, have been gardening for years and years and years. You have far more experience than me. And so I'm always love to hear what your thoughts are. Literally, I'm just a girl in a small plot of land with a big family, just trying to garden and enjoy, and just showing you guys what I'm doing along the way. So I hope you guys are enjoying all these videos. I hope you enjoyed today's unboxing of plants from Proven Winners. Like I said, I'll put a link down below for each of these plants so you can go check out more information about them. As always, she's a mad gardener or decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all. I did want to take a minute and show you how I basically take care of my plants after they come out of a box. They've been through a lot of trauma, after they've been shipped across the country. So basically I like to take some old seed trays and put the plants in there and then basically fill them up with water and allow them to soak water up from the bottom. I don't like to water them from the top when they've come directly out of a box. Just want to give them an opportunity to take up what water they need at that exact moment. I don't like to put them directly into the sun, but I do like to put them in kind of a semi, shady, maybe a little bit of ambient sun in that area, and just give them a couple of days to acclimate to our weather prior to planting them outside.